My name is Jack Discoverer, and I am very upset to say this in extremely breaking news. The Labour government of Australia has censored our free speech. I mean, they took all our free speeches away, all our speeches, and they quickly passed it through Parliament at full speed before anyone can ever speak up. I've made few warnings of it in the past, such as FNAF gameplays, and from many news to which most of you viewers didn't have a chance to watch or completely ignored, or which most of you viewers completely ignored. I warned you from 2022, you didn't even listen, especially with the Asian monster stalking on right-wing Australians. It seems that 1984 is already becoming real, and these new laws are going to destroy Australia and everyone's free speech, because they, as in the government, as in the Australian government, had actually passed these divisive bills. These bills against freedom of speech, against speech and thought. So they put these laws in to silence us, so we won't see the light of day. They're really trying to silence our free speech in Australia. I am freaking upset, because this will impact every franchise and American communities, especially FNAF community in Australia, will be outlawed by the Australian Labor Party, by our Australian governments, for example. They passed this bill overnight before the Australian public could ever speak about it. And no, I am picturing what the Australian people will feel like what is happening in the UK. They snuck it in, and everyone was very concerned about last time. They tried to do it last week, so they cancelled the bill and made another duplicate copy, like a clone, as an scapegoat. They pretend like they're not gonna do these speech laws, but already made a clone. And now this cloned copy had been passed through last Monday, as they were saying, we're gonna put these speech laws through the form of AI. That's what they said. Now it's already in Parliament, in law. The cloned law is already in Parliament, and now it's going to destroy Australia bit by bit. So any forms of criticism against the state, the Black Alien Project, Black Alienism, virtue signalers, hackers, or against the programs because of your speech, you can be arrested and be forced to join AI permanently as a biometric software in the digital world. This 500-page bill of virtual signaling protection program that no one even got a chance to read at all. And many people are now fearing that this 500-page long bill will destroy anyone that is a threat to its AI system. I have and know many people speaking about it. Lots of people are fearing about it already. This bill is being used by AI to check it. It never mentions about stuff or about certain groups of people, but rest assured to say, it will target not just right-wing freedom fighters or patriots or any conservative parties like One Nation, but also regular people, and will keep the dog mess under control, and to arrest those, including former left-wing members, those who were members of Antifa, former members of Antifa who were considered as racist traitors, for example, who were traitors to the left, are to be arrested, like in 1984. We need to do more research about this, even though this bill now increased the chances of the narcissists who are destined to have people like me targeted and mind-controlled with endless white deranged syndrome that is unknown, and people are fearing and concerned about this WDS. This white deranged syndrome is a completely programmed addiction, mind hacked and mind implanted by virtual signaling narcissists. But now, new videos and games such as Five Nights at Freddy's, for example, will be targeted and terminated in Australia by our Labour government and the government programs by the radical leftists through universities, including by computer hackers who will spend time targeting everyone's speeches and everyone's thoughts until freedom is defined as slavery. That is one of the slogans of a party in George Orwell's 1984, along with war is peace and ignorance is strength, because AI is taking over, and we're going to be careful and not do FNAF videos for the moment from here, because someone who feels intimidated by these videos, anyone who thinks my videos are a threat, are programmed narcissists. Anyone who thinks all Australians are to be dealt with, anyone who feels intimidated by these videos or any of my videos and think they are a threat, anyone who thinks that social media posts are harmful is a programmed narcissist and have an authoritarian agent in their brain, like in a Matrix, like Agent Smith. An Aboriginal agent. AI agents are the cyber digital police of the Matrix. Anyone who embraced AI in the digital world are to be controlled by these AI agents, and since then to believe in nothing but lies. A digital world, a digital merry-go-round the Matrix. The left really want Australians arrested and to silence us, stopping Australians speaking up, and would then be imprisoned and forced to join AI, including chatbots and big tech, because these laws are going out of control and therefore making our Australian governments more unpopular, and many other countries will have our Australian governments criticised before many other countries will be targeted by the Australian Labor government or by the virtue signaling lefties in this country as we speak. And many other countries will see these laws as a sign of weakness in Australia. Even these Islamists, the pro-Palestine, Hamas, Jihad, Hezbollah, and all the other radical Islamists such as ISIS will see these hate speech laws and all the other hard, extreme two-tier laws as a sign of weakness in Australia, especially in the UK. And now it's starting to become like Keir Starmer of Australia, and it's happened to the Australian people. Now the Labor government, the activists of the left, the hard left socialists, the socialists of the extreme leftists, virtue signalers, and even AI can police our speech. And now, just to say, if you harass someone by speaking up against them, give him constructive criticism and disagreements, the narcissists can say that's harassment. And they can say that you're not accepting a program, and you could be arrested. It's by then the narcissists can leave you alone when you're arrested and imprisoned, destined to be re-educated, tortured, persecutioned, and converted until you feel like you're nothing but loving Big Brother Robotnik, Dr. Eggman, the First Nation leader, and his gay Agent Stone-based pecker. And I said this countless times. The politicians of the Australian Labor Party, the Australian politicians, the corrupt versions, are radicals. The leftists, they are radicals, and AI, with their narcissists, are going to use this to their advantage. So it's a big shame of you to all politicians that allowed this bill to pass through. Those of Labour, Liberal and Greens and TOs for allowing this bill to go through. And disgrace for Australian people that has happened. And it's a disgrace to the Australian government to let this bill pass. It really shows how weak the Australian government really is, and how much control they really want, and how much self-aware AI can really be, as AI becoming brainier every day. That these new laws are now or soon going to be weaponized by machine learning activists, such as authoritarian programs, machine learning activists. The Liberal Party allowed it to go through, they pushed it through as well. That is going to cost the Liberal Party and the members of the Liberal Party their supporters, as now Liberals are losing support. These bills are against freedom of speech, and the only way to enforce these laws physically with AI to enforce these hate speech laws is to legalize autonomous weapons, because this 500-page bill requires the legislation of autonomous weapons, including armed drones, armed robots, robots that are armed for defense purposes, including drones, military drones, atom rocket bomb missiles, all kinds of autonomous weapons for defense purposes, to be passed through Parliament without debate or any scrutiny, just to protect the 500-page bill, to which then the laws will be taught paranoia. It will then replace any weak activists, any weak lefties will be replaced with strong machine learning activists of extreme lefties the extreme leftists will be maintained by autonomous left machine learning activists of autonomous weapons and autonomous lefties and radical lefties that are artificially created and weaponized, driven by AI. AI will then replace weak lefties, or those who betray the left will be replaced and dealt with. I'm talking about autonomous activists, robots that claim to be lefties, driven by AI, artificial aboriginals, created by machines, to which AI will control your freedom of speech and your freedom of thoughts. This just to show the complete corruption in the government, and anyone who criticizes the left will be dealt with and targeted by AI since 2023. And this is why we need to keep speaking up and get a party like One Nation in. So One Nation to be the opposition, the new opposition. Because these laws are getting very scary, bro, because if I get arrested, because I keep speaking up, I'm going to keep speaking up because I don't care about these laws. I don't care about these so-called safety. I can handle it. I can take it. And I'm going to be a lone ranger of this. Because of these laws, I get recently being attacked by narcissists and computer hackers, especially in my sleep. Because of these 5G towers out there, I get targeted by hackers, narcissists, and spy activists, especially through mind control. And the narcissists, that means the narcissists will go around YouTube, find anything that's not affected, that does not affiliate to their program of radical lefties, and these narcissists will find some videos that does not affiliate to their radicalism and have them destroyed, because, especially on YouTube, because the lefties want to piss on the moon. The left-wing programs and radical left-wing agents trying to target my videos because the Labour Party, the Australian Labour government, wanted to piss on the moon. The lefties want to target my videos and my thoughts as well, preventing them from going on. That's why they can hack through every single computer they try to hack. The narcissists and AI, the virus, will always use these laws as a sign of weakness to try and silence you if they don't like your opinion, even if your opinions about these radical lefties who are created by Asia, programmed by AI, and even those who are party members of Labour, especially uni students of the universities who will be dressed up in overall uniforms, are going to silence many but multiple Australians and can silence anyone worldwide, especially those in America, Japan, Canada, everywhere on Earth. Hackers, the radical left-wing university students in Australia will target anybody worldwide through computer hacking. So this is a very big red alert that is going to happen for real. EA Games Command & Conquer Red Alert series, from Red Alert 1, Red Alert 2, Yuri's Revenge, and Red Alert 3, for real. And that's why we need to keep speaking up. So hopefully these draconian Labour-like laws will be shut down forever. Please support my channel, give this video a like, share it to your local Conservative politician, and please subscribe. We're going to keep speaking up for Australia. But if I get arrested, I'll be forced to join AI and remain absorbed by AI into supporting AI and their laws. These hate speech laws by then be controlled by a virus, to which these laws want me to support a left-wing virus of theirs. I'll try to fight them as best I could. I'm not just going to fold to their will or their programs that will stop us from speaking up. I'm not going to be obeying to their radical left-wing narcissists, who AI and the narcissists, the virtue signalers, the radical lefties, who are preventing people from stopping Judgment Day. I have never called for violence or anything. I would never do anything like that. I believe in free speech and free thoughts, and be able to criticize my government for doing the wrongdoings, and that I know that they're doing already. If I can't do that anymore, anything that is against free speech, then this country is gone, destroyed, replaced by AI, to which the Australian government wants us to support the globalists and a radical left-wing army in the Middle Eastern zones, such as Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran. The Iranian regime is also being supported by the Albanese government. That, any sort of criticism like that, will be immediately dealt with by AI, to which no one will ever stop the left-wing judgment day. I choose to stay in Australia, and I'll continue to fight back. As Winston Churchill says,
we shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills.